Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to also make a contribution on behalf of the Greens to the National Parks Estate Reservations Bill 2018 and provide my support to the Greens member for Balmain for his contribution on behalf of the Greens to the details of this bill. I wish to make a brief contribution because while it may be contrary to popular belief from those that don't understand the connection of people in the city to our beautiful regional areas and coastal areas of New South Wales and to the vast landscapes and beautiful environment that New South Wales has to offer, the people that live in the electorate of Newtown and in the inner city absolutely value our national parks, absolutely value the need for conservation and absolutely value the importance of providing absolute protection to koalas in New South Wales. It is clear from the media release that the Minister for Environment, Gabrielle Upton, put out today titled Greens Wrong on National Parks, that perhaps the Minister is slightly unhappy about the Greens exposing the reality of the complete hypocrisy of the Liberals and Nationals coming in here purporting to provide this amazing protection for our national parks and for koalas, when in actual fact, as we have heard from so many, and as my Greens colleague in the upper house, Kate Fairman, MLC, has said, it is actually the case that since the Liberals and Nationals came to power, we have seen a 94% reduction in average annual additions to our national parks estate, a massive increase in deforestation, and a koala plan which fails to protect koalas. I wonder, just in passing, having checked Twitter earlier, whether or not when the Premier visited earlier this morning Taronga Zoo with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to take a photo with their namesake koalas, Harry and Meghan, whether she mentioned to them that today in this Parliament the Liberals and Nationals would be failing to take the necessary action required to protect the koala habitats that are much needed in this place. My guess is she probably didn't mention that. But what we do know is that actually there are people in this place, including my Greens colleague, the member for Ballina. There are people in this place that understand that koalas are a national treasure. And in fact, at another key event that occurred, which was the upcoming Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, the member for Ballina wrote as to asking why we could have the contradictions of the fact that koalas, which are such a national treasure, and forcing them into extinction locally while at the same time seeing them used as icons that are so iconic. And in that case, they were identified as one of the Commonwealth Games mascots, but at the same time, we're not providing the protection needed to koalas. Can I make it absolutely clear that this bill and the government's koala strategy are just clearly unacceptable. They are not delivering what is needed, and instead we are seeing a complete failure to take up the opportunity to be able to do what is required to protect our koalas and to protect our natural habitat. We should be, and the Greens are committed to embracing the National Parks Association 50 park proposal. We believe that we need to end logging in native forests to protect Sydney's water catchments not already reserved as national parks, protection of key new areas which provide recreational and conservation opportunities for the residents of southwestern Sydney, protection of high conservation and iconic additions within the Greater Sydney area, reservations of important North Coast parks for the protection of koalas, coastal wetlands and river catchments, including the Great Koala National Park, reservations of key South Coast reserves, reservation of previously identified flora reserves within Southwest Slopes, which have been identified, and resolution of long-standing community concerns in relation to conflicts between mining interests, logging and conservation for Gardens of Stone Stage 2 and the Pilliga, as well as simple addition of others. Now, it is absolutely clear in terms of what we are seeing here is a commitment to the idea of providing genuine protection, the idea of the National Parks Association with 50 park proposals. And what we know is that the Greens will be moving amendments in this place. My Greens colleague, Jamie Parker, the member for Balmain, will be moving amendments to try and improve this bill so that we actually see some changes that will mean real protection for some of our national park conservation areas, real protection for koalas, and a koala koala strategy that is in line with the expert advice and with the science and with the communities and with the people that are most concerned with seeing that our koala habitats, our koalas are protected for now and into the future.